welcome back to my channel. If you don't like me or my videos, you don't have to watch it. So today we're going to be doing just a little tip video for high schoolers or incoming freshmen, because I'm going to be a senior in high school this year, so I thought I'd just take my knowledge and give some to you. I have all of my tips right here, so I'm just going to be reading them off. Number one. I think this is one of the most important ones. Obviously, that's why it's number one on my list. Pay attention in class. If you don't pay attention, you will not know anything that's going on. Whether somebody gives you notes or not, you will be the most confused person on the planet. Pay attention. Number two, do not be a teacher's pet. As much as it seems to be nice to be a teacher's pet, because then, like, you get benefits in the class, people won't like you. And I mean, it doesn't matter if people like you or not, but then other people will be teacher's pets, and then the teacher will forget about you, and they'll move on, and then sometimes the principals get involved. Just don't be a teacher's pet. It won't turn out to be good. Number three, always eat breakfast. If you are not a big breakfast person, take like a granola bar or something and eat it maybe an hour or two after you get to school, because you will regret not eating breakfast. First of all, breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Everybody says that, yes, I know, but it is very important. It fuels all of your thoughts for the day, everything. If you don't eat breakfast, you will be drained the entire day. No matter how much sleep you got, you'll be drained if you don't eat breakfast. I feel like I'm talking too fast. Maybe I'll just slow it down a little bit, because I'm like starting to get out of breath and I'm like Number four is something that I always am not very good with. Even still, like last school year I was a junior, which is the most important year. Obviously everybody thinks senior year is the most important year, but it's honestly junior year, because that's where colleges start looking. I always hesitate to ask questions. Do not hesitate to ask questions. Always ask a question if you have a question, even if it sounds like the most stupidest question in your head. Even if you say it and you answer your own question as you say it, it's good, because then it's still answered. Always get your questions asked, even if it's not by a teacher, even if you just like, if you're scared to ask the teacher because you're shy, you know, just like ask somebody that you know. Just be like, do you know what this is? If not, then ask somebody that you don't know, because that's another icebreaker. And then if they still don't know, then ask the teacher. Do not ever hesitate to ask a question. Always make sure you know everything, especially if you're taking honors and AP classes. Number five, don't be a bully. Even just looking at somebody in a weird way, like, and then being like, oh yeah, like, your outfit's so cute, like, sarcasm is still bullying, because then you're getting their hopes up and you're like, oh yeah, like, I look cute. No, really they don't. If they ask you if they look cute and they don't, say no, because sometimes the truth hurts, but don't bully. I think everybody knows the definition of bullying. Just don't do it. If it's a little hurtful and it's the truth, then don't do it. But if it's like, you know, if it's your opinion, keep it to yourself. That's another one right there. Added tip. Keep your opinions to yourself unless they are absolutely necessary. And if you have to think about whether it's necessary or not, it's not necessary. Number six is one of my favorite ones. Now that it's summer, the summer before my senior year in high school, push yourself, but don't do it to the extent that you are stressed and that you regret your decision. Always make sure when you push yourself, you do it to a comfortable level. Another important one, which should have been like number 4 on this list, you are not your grades. I have gotten grades that I have not been proud of. I knew I could have done better if I studied for that test, or if I took better notes for that test, or if I didn't miss that class because I didn't feel good and I wanted to go home. I'm not my grades, okay? Unless you get like A+, whatever, you are your grades then. But like, if you see your grades slipping a little bit, everybody has those times. You just have to push through it and push through it. See, that's like the thing, like push yourself to a comfortable level. That's the thing. You need to push yourself to a comfortable level with your grades. If it counts, like, talk to your counselor. I usually don't want to even talk to anybody about my problems, my feelings, anything. But another added tip, definitely talk to your counselor if there is even a slight problem so they can handle it before it gets bigger. Or at least, like, if you don't want to talk to your principal, talk to your counselor or a teacher that you trust and that you're very close with. Another one that is a big one for me that I need to not do this year is procrastinate. I procrastinated sophomore year and junior year like there was no tomorrow. I never wanted to do anything. In English class, I always skimmed my books. Half the time I only skimmed half of it and didn't even read any of the second half. Because I was like, oh yeah, I'll do it tomorrow. I have time tomorrow, I'll do it then. Once you get into junior year and senior year, most of you will have a job, you'll have a car. This is coming into the next one. Don't necessarily put your social life on hold for your grades or your work, but always make time for your grades and your social life. Your grades do come first, but always make time for your social life. Unless it's like you're on the verge of failing, then definitely don't procrastinate in any way. Sometimes it's okay. Like, if, let's say your teacher gives you an essay that's due 3 weeks from now, and you already know what you're doing with it, you already know where you're going to go with it, then you can probably wait a week. But I wouldn't wait more than that at all. So my last 2 tips in my little book right here, I definitely have more, but I narrowed it down to 11 with obviously the few that were added in. So like, I don't even know how many. But number 10 is always take notes whether you're going to study or not. Because the more that you write it, the more it'll get into your brain. And the more you say it, the more it'll get into your brain. So even if you're not going to study more than once, at least study one time, skim through your notes, read over your notes, rewrite your notes at least one time, so then it's even in the slightest, the back of your mind, you can pull something from it, and you'll have a better chance of getting a better grade if you know something rather than nothing. And number 11 is don't buy 100 folders, 1,000 pencils, 8 binders. I don't know where I was going with that. But you don't need to buy all the school supplies. I would buy 2 binders to start, maybe 3 folders, 1 pack of like 24 pencils, a few erasers, 1 or 2 packs of dividers, and that's probably it. Unless all of your other teachers say you specifically need a binder for that class, I just wait for the first week of you going and them telling you everything that you need. Other than that, I wouldn't buy more than 2 or 3 binders. Sometimes, yeah, like 2 smaller ones and a bigger one maybe, depending on what classes you're taking also. If you're taking a bunch of AP classes, definitely get the bigger binders and only get like 3 and combine 2 classes into 1. Then again, I wouldn't buy a tiny book bag, but don't buy a huge book bag that's gonna be like your whole back and like this much over, like, you know, like right here, so you can still see it like that much further out. I wouldn't do that. So that was my video for the day. I don't know what time it is. I was going to tell you the time, and I don't even know why this isn't a vlog, so I don't need to tell you the time. But this is the start to my back to school series. I want to do, this is the tips video. I will do a school supplies video. I want to do a back to school lookbook, not necessarily a haul, but a lookbook. And then I want to do another advice video, but like specifically for juniors. This is just out in the obvious, because, you know, junior year is still fresh in my mind. It's close to the end of July. It's July 24th. But it's close to the end of July, but I still have junior year fresh in my mind. Especially because, like, those are my most recent Snapchats and, like, most recent posts from Facebook, and Instagram and stuff too. So I have those memories and everything, like all my advice in my mind. So if I end up doing that video, it will obviously be in this notebook again, so you'll see this notebook again. And maybe I'll do a school planning video, that too maybe. But I'm not going to give you everything away. I'm not going to give everything to you away. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll just see what comes next. Bye!